Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, fish and spawn of all ages, we are picking up after the Pro Invitational win by our man Higgs Boson, where he secured his Yum sponsorship. And as luck would have it, fortune would have it, more sponsors are lining up to get on that boat with Boson. And with almost just as many bass in the bag as sponsors, we will pick up with Boson choosing another third co-sponsor. And he has decided to go with the Rebel team. There you have it, folks. Sponsored by Yum, Janko Fishing, and potentially now Rebel. Our man Boson is just climbing the ranks, becoming a real professional. And with that, he has been invited to yet another Pro Invitational in order to secure yet another sponsorship along his journey on this Pro Bass Tour. So we will be picking up once again on another Pro Invitational exhibition to secure another wonderful sponsor. And it looks like we will be heading out to Florida this week. And we will pick up with Higgs Boson out on the lake. Hello and welcome to the
next event.
God damn it, Gary.
While the competitors
I thought we agreed I was going to do this intro.
Begin, let's take a look at the rules for today's event.
Fucking Gary, man. Goddamn Gary. Oh, we are back with our main man, Higgs Boson, out here at the Pro Invitational presented by Rebel, a potential new sponsor for Boson. And we are well on our way, just starting off the first round here in lovely Florida, Lake Johnson, Florida. Man, you gotta love it down here. It's a great place to visit and fish, but I wouldn't want to live there. Anyway, our man Boson fishing off the dock right away as per usual. And today it appears to be a heavy rainer. You know, Florida weather, it could be raining on one side of the lake and perfectly sunny on the other. You just never know what you're going to get out here. However, a little rain never hurt the fishermen, so let's get wet. Let's get wild and let's get wacky with those worms, cuz good old Boson's out here throwing that Yum dinger. Freshly sponsored by Yum, he is quickly adapting to his new sponsors' free swag. I'm sure he's got a boatload of those wiggly worms. You hate to see him switch it up from what was obviously working so well his entire career thus far. We have yet to really see him change up from that squiggly worm with the green pumpkin, literally bagging him several personal bests, many of them double digits. But here he is. Looks like he's getting in the boat today, and we're going to head out on the lake, see what kind of fish he can catch today. Now, he's no stranger to this lake, so it looks like he may be fishing a familiar spot. We'll see if it does him the same justice as it did before. Oh, what's that? He is throwing a fat swimmer. That looks like a new bait out on the lake. And Boson is throwing it like a champ. Looks to be a big old fat 8-inch swimmer. And I think our man Boson is going for the big betties. He has slipped right past those sallywhackers, straight into Big Betty territory. He's looking for a big bite today. And just under 3 minutes into the first round, Boson is not yet on the board. In first place is Christy Klein with 8 pounds. Christy, enjoy it while you can, because our man Boson is going to bring in a big old submarine slab. Oh, and he is on the prowl, quickly moving to another location. Looks like his old spot just wasn't doing. Well, what's this? That was a quick stop. And once again, you gotta trust the process. Our man Boson seems to know where the base are on, and he has moved about 30 feet to another location, another grass bed, throwing a 8-inch swimmer bait. We will see if he succeeds. At just under 4 minutes into the round, and he has yet to snag a bite. But I'll tell you, our man Boson, he has come in clutch in the final remaining minutes of almost every tournament we have entered. We have followed him along his way from a little boy on the lake until he was a little amateur on the lake, and now he's a little pro on the lake. Let's see if he can keep this journey going. Hopefully, he can secure this Rebel sponsorship. We'd love to see him get paid. I hear he does have an OF if anyone is interested in supporting his Only Fish, where he posts pictures of his most glorious catches and his most beautiful bass. That is Only Fish Higgs Boson. Go donate. Subscribe if you will. Let's get our man paid to play. Now, I don't know if he's just having fun today. Again, we've seen him switching up his typical bait usage, rarely straying from the squiggly worm that works so well. And he may be playing a game of specifics. He's throwing out a bigger bait. Maybe he's up, and as if he heard me, he switches it up. Looks like he is back to his squiggly worm that he started with, that he's won so many tournaments with. And let's see if he can get a bite this time. We are just over 5 minutes into the first round, and Boson has yet to get a bite on. He has switched up his bait 3 times, and he is now throwing his old time-tested squiggly worm in green pumpkin. Not every day on the lake can be as spectacular as some of the tournaments we've seen thus far. Some days are just boring. Oh, and there we go with a fish on. It's our first fish on for Boson. Didn't look like a very good strike or a very good hook set, but that doesn't mean he can't fight this one in. Whoo, there's a lot of energy on that lake today. The rain is pouring. Let's see if he can lead this one to the side of the... Oh, it looks like he broke it off. You hate to see that. You hate to see that. His first bite of the day, and he breaks it off. But he's going right back in there, as usual, in typical Boson fashion. I'm going to assume he just saw a bigger fish because he seems to have a knack for breaking off little fish for bigger fish. Let's see if he can't get another bite in the boat. We will catch back up with Boson when we see some action on. And here we are, folks, at a little under 10 minutes into our first round at this Rebel Pro Invitational, and Boson has another fish on. Let's see if he can bag himself a bass. He has yet to get on the board with a bag, and it looks like he's got his first fish on the board. Looks like a big, healthy beauty right there. And at 4 pounds, that'll at least get him on the board. Not enough to secure that top bag or the top 3. He's going to need another 9-pounder to get up ahead of the rest of the pack. In first place, we have a 10-pound bag, and the following two bags, 9 pounds each. Just over 10 minutes remaining here at the Rebel Pro Invitational, Lake Johnson, Florida today, where it is wild and rainy out on the lake. Our man Bozon is giving a lackluster performance, if you can call it that. However, it would not be the first time. He has come in clutch in the final 10 minutes of the round. If I were a betting man, I would hold my breath for Bozon this afternoon. And we will catch back up with him when he has another fish on with 10 minutes remaining in the Pro Invitational this afternoon. And Robert Bailey in the lead with a 10-pound, 15-ounce bag. And what's that? Oh, Jacques Blanchard coming in clutch with a 12-pounder to secure the number one spot. But our man Bozon is still in 27th place with a single 4-pound catch. Let's hope he can bring it back around before the end of the afternoon. Oh, and as I speak, he is on. That looked like a great strike and a great hook set. Let's see if he can bring in another fish for the bag. She's fighting him a little. But as we've seen, his skills have grown immensely. His rod finesse, the way he handles his drag, he has been improving all along the way. And there you have it, folks. He is just fighting. That's gotta be one for the bag. If he can keep it. And it looks like he's gonna net that fish. He's gotta be happy about that. That's gotta feel good in the hand. Another healthy 7-pound bass. Add that to the bag and we are up to 11 pounds. Still not enough to get in the top 3, but he is not far behind. We have just over 8 minutes remaining in the round this afternoon on the Pro Invitational here at Lake Johnson, Florida, presented to you by Rebel. And our man Bozon has only pulled in his second fish of the afternoon, keeping him just under the leaderboards. We will come back and see if he can scrape it up. And once again, our man Bozon is on. With just over 7 minutes remaining in the round this afternoon, he has his third fish on the line. Will it be big enough to put him in the top 3 this afternoon? With only 7 minutes remaining to get himself up at the top of the bag, will he be able to do it? It has been quite the afternoon for Higgs. He has just been working for these fish today. As I've said before and as we've seen before, he can bring it in real quick with one fish. Ooh, and that's a fatty. Let's see if that's enough to put him up there. 8 pounds, 13 ounces. That is a nice fish. He's got to be happy with that. And that will be enough to put him in first place with a 20-pound, 11-ounce bag. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Bozon has come from the bottom to the top with one fish. And with just over 6 minutes remaining, Bozon secures. Yo, here we go with another fish on. Already 6 pounds ahead of the bag. We've got another fish on. And this one seems to be feisty. She is putting up a battle. And there it is, folks. Once again, he's netted another Betty. This one's coming in at 4 pounds, 3 ounces. But that will be enough to push him even further ahead. At 24 pounds, 13 ounces, he is 6 pounds ahead of the bag. if he can just keep this going. I said it before and I'll say it again, folks. Do not count Boson out. He casts to the last and it always seems to come in clutch. He's working that brand new swim bait. He's working a different bait than usual. And as I speak, he seems to change up his bait again. Going with the Yum Dinger once again. He's switching it back up now that he seems to be on a hot streak. Perhaps he can land a big Betty, Fat Sally, whacking fatties. Let's see him. You want to see it. You love to see it. And so far, with less than 5 minutes on the map, we are ahead of the board by 6 pounds. If he could just secure one more fish, he may secure the afternoon. And switching it up yet again to his tried and true method, that squiggly worm, that winning bite, that vicious, vicious bait, just a monster under the water there. We can only watch in suspense as the clock runs down. Will Boson once again be securing another sponsorship by the lovely company Rebel, sponsoring today's Pro Invitational, presented to you by Rebel. And here we go, folks. Another wonderful cast. Let's see if that wiggly worm can do its magic. In just under 5 minutes, Boson was able to bring himself from the bottom to the top, and now, with just over 3 minutes remaining, will he be able to secure that bag? Phenomenal fisherman, phenomenal angler, the sensation of the seasons. Boson has proven time and time again that his motto of cast to the last, there's going to be a bow. There it is, a bass in the grass. And he is on. That looked like a perfect strike. Nice top water reveal. Wonderful reaction there. Let's see if he can bag one more for the bag. He always seems to find the feistiest school. Look at that presentation. And it's in the bag. Another beautiful bass by Boson. Boson with the bass on. Cast to the last. You'll love to see it. Putting him up to 30 pounds. Securing that top bag by 10 pounds. You'll love to see it. And with just under 2 minutes remaining here this afternoon, Boson has proven once again why he is the sensation of the season, the Solly Whacker, the Big Betty Biden baby, the worm worker extraordinaire. He came to Florida. He played in the rain, and he danced home with a trophy. I'm going to go ahead and call it right now. We have just over a minute left, and he is still casting. 10 pounds ahead. And we just might see the worst performing worm day ever. Maybe it's the rain. Maybe it's just that time of the month. But the tried and true squiggly worm has done less work today. Let's see if he can bring home one more on his traditional favorite bait. with just under a minute left. I don't think he's going to be able to do it, folks. However, at 10 pounds ahead of the second place bag, I am secure in saying that our man Boson will probably go home sponsored by Rebel and with another giant win under his belt. And there you go, 30-pound bag. First place position, Higgs Boson, yet again. You'll love to see it. Now proudly sponsored by Yum Jenko Fishing and Rebel. Here on Bass Pro Shops Fishing Sim World Pro Bass Tour. Next up, we are finally going to Alabama State. We came to win. New York. Then we actually went to Alabama, but not for the same reason. We had to secure some sponsorships. And here we are, back on the road to Alabama for the next leg of the Bass Pro Tour. Our newly sponsored Higgs Boson. Gotta be happy with that performance today. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time. Remember, I love ya. Click the like, the subscribe, and the share. Bye.
Was that honey? Oh yeah. Hey, your mom wants you to subscribe if you could, please. Thank you.